Hey, good people, welcome back to Monique's Book List. So we are here to do a review on a book that I kind of wanted to do a review, and then I kind of went back and forth with the possibility of not doing a review. I thought I did this, and I think my May wrap up, and I said I would do a review, and then I changed my mind and said no, but I am doing a review. And the book is called With the Fire on High, and this book is by Elizabeth Acevedo. I hope I said that right. I think it's Acevedo. Acevedo. This book is about a young lady by the name of Imani. And Imani is a senior in high school, and you're introduced to Imani again as a senior. She has, I believe, a 3-year old. She is living with her grandmother, and she is strange. She is biracial. She is Puerto Rican, and she's biracial. She is Puerto Rican and African American. Her mother's family is from North Carolina, and her father's family, of course, is from Puerto Rico. And this book is amazing on so many levels. I really thought it was gonna be like this an awe-inspiring story, and it would just tell you that anything is possible, and it does do that, but in a realistic way, and I appreciated that. And so when you're first introduced to Imani, she's starting the school year and she's trying to determine what classes she needs to take and what credits she needs to take and all that stuff to graduate, one. And two, what's going to happen after high school is done. Is she going to a community college? Is she going to college? She can't afford college. And really all she wants to do is cook. So it she is an amazing chef, and in this book there's a little bit of like everyone says that her food, when they eat it, it brings up an emotion, and I really love that aspect of this book, of how it talks about food and how empowering it is for some people. Like for some people it means a lot. Like for me, um and I think it's hard. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into that, but food has been a big part of my family and culture, and it is such a big thing in our family that usually someone will say something like, it's like, some stuff that you probably heard. If you haven't heard, you may not have heard. Like a famous saying in our family, if it's really good, is you put your foot in it. Meaning like, your mama did really good. You did a really good job at this. Or, another thing is my mom would say, what spell did you put on this? Because it was so good. Like everyone loves it. It's so good. And it kind of like reminded me of that. Like she has this power in her food that people like people have like, they remember times in their lives. Like they remember like special occasions, or whenever they eat it, sometimes like it invokes this like this memory of something, a happy time in their life. So there's that aspect of this book. The thing that I really liked about this book was that the author did not, they did not make Imani helpless. They did make her struggle. You did see the struggle of Imani, but she was not helpless and she wasn't dumb. She was arrogant and she had a bit of an ego on her, but she's struggling. And when people struggle, sometimes two different sides of people come out. Either their humble side, where they're like, look, I know I need you, so I'm going to, be humble and ask for your help. Or sometimes people's egos come out. Like, I know, okay, I need you, but what? So what? So what? I need you. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed so much about this book. And I enjoyed that the author didn't make Imani's baby's father a deadbeat. I enjoyed the fact that her I think his name was Tyrone. He saw his daughter quite often. He paid child support. He took care of her. And at the end of the book, he even wants more time with her. He's like, look, we need to figure out a way for me to get more time with her. I have a job. I have a better job, and I'm more stable, and I just want to do things better for her. So I appreciate she didn't make him a deadbeat. And I appreciate that she didn't paint she didn't make the book roses. She made the book reality. Again, Imani's trying to decide what she's going to do with her life. All she wants to do is cook, and then the first time in history at her school, there's this culinary class being offered. And everyone's like, yeah, you can do it. But one, there's cost to it. Like there's a trip that's going to happen and they're going to go to Spain mid-trip, mid-year. Can you afford to go to Spain? And, she struggles, to do it. And then even in the class, like, again, she wants to cook. And even in the class, the instructor's like, yes, you're a great cook, but you have to learn how to take directions because there's a reason why they're telling you to do these things and do this recipe this way. And you're going to insult the chef if you don't do it the way he asked you to. When you're cooking for your family and friends, you can do whatever you want, but you have to be able to take direction. And it was good. That was good. And it was good that she got to go on the trip. And this book is not surprise. I can go spoilers, but this book is there's the only way I can spoil this book for you is if I sat here and read it to you verbatim. And even then, you would get to hear my sultry voice. So I'm just picking. I'm picking. No, even then I think you would still enjoy it. This book is a true story about a girl who got pregnant and had to become a mom and a woman, and she's in high school and still dealing with like BS, like dealing with people not liking her for random reasons. There's this girl in the book that she calls Pretty Leslie, and she's dealing with Pretty Leslie because for some reason Pretty Leslie got a problem with her because some dude likes her and don't like Pretty Leslie. And it's amazing. The story is amazing, and all the people come together in a very positive way. But there's so much struggle, and it talks about heritage a lot, like her father being Puerto Rican and how Puerto Ricans are tied into the African culture, and how Africans and how Puerto Ricans are technically descendants of Africans also, and how like when she was in Spain and she saw like all this stuff and how the Spaniards affected the Puerto Ricans, and the story is so good. I'm not telling you a lot about the story except just the context of the story, but I think if I was to tell you more and more of the details of the story, I would be telling you the story. But in my opinion, I believe that this book, it is not a fantastical ride. You're not going to go on some fantasy ride about a pregnant teenager. You're going to go on a very realistic ride that ends very realistically. And it's not a bad ending. It's not like a sad ending. It's a realistic ending, and I appreciate it. Again, like I said in my wrap up, I know this girl. I'm not this girl. I didn't have a child until I was 39. Was I 39 or was I 40? I was 40 because I turned 40 and I had a kid. So I'm not this girl, but I do know this girl. I know this girl in my family. I know this girl, this girl because I went to church with her when I was younger. I know this girl. And so I would highly suggest this book because it is just a really good book to read to help you understand, not understand, but just it's a feel-good book. I'm going to predict now that this book is going to be made into a movie. I'm going to say in 2 to 3 years. And I'm going to say that the way this book ends, or the way the story ends in this book, would not be the same as it ends in the movie. I believe that all the main characters in the book will not make it to the end in the movie. And it's just because the book is so... And I know I read a few reviews that people saying the book was slow and there's nothing really happens. I disagree with that. I don't know what people expected to happen. I don't know if they expected for her to become a millionaire and like go on a talk show. I don't know what they expected. I believe they expected something fantastic and whimsical to happen. When girls from Brooklyn, you very rarely have something fantastic and whimsical happening for them when they come from these circumstances. But I do appreciate where she did land in the end of the book. So again, with The Fire on High is about Imani, a teenage mom who has a passion for cooking and goes on this journey of discovering, one, how to grow as an adult and parent, her relationship with her grandmother and her father, and her baby's father, her potential boyfriend, and her friends, and also just, securing the fact that she wants a realistic life for her and her daughter, and it all works out in a way that is realistic and not fancy and whimsical. So I appreciate the book. I would suggest it for you. So check it out. Again, it is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth. I can't remember how to say her last name. But yeah, so check out the book. The picture of the book will be on the screen, of course. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye.